What's up YouTube? Thank you so much for all the positive feedback about the first videos, all the comments, all the suggestions, all the views, all the subscriptions. Keep them coming. If you haven't seen those videos, just go onto my channel to go watch the first vlog. Yeah, let's catch up on this one. I'm going to tell you where my head is at, what's been happening, what I've been thinking. Yeah, I kind of need a coffee first though, so yeah, let's do that. Cool, so if you can't tell already, I moved from Cambridge to Fenway. Let me just show you where I'm at. So I'm like 600 meters from the Global Jazz Institute, which has been super awesome. I can go home, make some food, take some naps, and then go back late to Global, have some practice sessions, work on whatever I need to work on, have access to my bass, which has been awesome so far. Yeah. Also, is my accent changing? I can't even tell anymore. Honestly, I can't. I said accent, that's funny. My accent? Cool, so about 2 weeks ago, this happened. And then like 10 minutes after that, this happened. I mean, it's not every day that you get to hang out with John Patitucci and Joe Lovano within like 10 minutes of each other. Yeah, I mean, that's Berklee Global Jazz for you. Okay, let's start here. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a bass player and an artist and session musician in like the South African music scene. I've kind of been building my career over the past 4 or 5 years and establishing myself also as like a jazz artist, let's say that. And I was quite happy with the direction my career was heading over such a short period of time already. And when I got the opportunity to come to Berklee on a full scholarship at the Global Jazz Institute, I was both excited and a little unsure at the time. Berklee was a dream of mine since I was grade 10, but over the years became a little more distant the more I started building on my career in South Africa. So when I came to the States in August, I was excited, and at the same time I started to regret, in a way, kinda, that I came here. Also, after having been here for like 2 weeks, I was like, I don't know if I can be a student again. I haven't had the student lifestyle in like 4 or 5 years, having been living on my own, earning an income, having bought a home at the beginning of this year. I kind of got very comfortable in my space, I guess. Keyword being comfortable. Over the course of the last 2 months, there's a few things that have happened that kind of affirmed that I am where I'm supposed to be. I'm meant to be here. I'm supposed to be doing this. This culminated in a trip I took to New Orleans like 2 weeks ago, and that's kind of what this vlog is about. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go home for that part because it's cold out here. Yeah, shit. Okay, so New Orleans. Maya Angelou speaks about how as humans we are more the same than we are different. That's why New Orleans for me has always been a special place. About 2 years ago when I was there, I realized this, kind of always grappling with what my connection is with music that is from an African American tradition or experience, and me being a South African. I realized that we are kind of more alike than we are different. So this is New Orleans. Wat is die waarde van ons vir jou? Die taal waarin ons gesels, die culture wat ons omhels. 'n figment van die man anders wie se nie konfront. Dink met 'n nuwe definition met 'n knowledge of self. 'n opstand met die tong van 'n bom. Plant dit in die kop van stereotypiese images verdom die vlam. As die spirit in die pride van moment society se norms verstop met violence. Ek wip van die pilot seat, live in die guidance leaps and bounds beyond defeat. Call it normally braai, kom met sonder die slawe status die koloniale government policies beskadig. Nog in die nuus oor wapens of is dit iets oor drugs? Comic relief vir clowns sonder material met substance. Verdiep jou gedagtes. For those of you who don't know, Congo Square is a square in New Orleans where African slaves were allowed to sing, dance and trade on Sunday afternoons, and this kind of birthed jazz as we know it today. What does it feel like to be in the birthplace of jazz?
Pretty historic. It's pretty heavy. Right here. Incredible. I got Louis Armstrong in my head. It's a good feeling.
What happened on this square is very similar to what was happening and what gave birth to the Klopset edition in Cape Town, which is kind of like a cool link there.
Welcome to the Music Archive of the Louisiana State Museum and the New Orleans Jazz Museum. '51, so yes. It's probably not Ellington's handwriting himself, because I would assume Ellington's too busy, but it could be Strayhorn. Oh my God, really?
Wow. Check it out. Oh my God, that's where you are now. Oh my God. Okay.
And not only is this the first jazz record released, but this is one of the first pressings. So this is literally one of the first jazz records ever made come off the pressing plant.
Okay, cool. So where are we going?
University of New Orleans.
Yeah?
We're going to the Sandbar. Playing a gig with Danilo, but also with some of the students of UNO. We're going to play a few tunes with them, and they're going to play a few tunes on their own with their teacher. What's his name? Ricky? Ricky, yeah.
Ricky's the best jazz.
Say something.
What's up?
Just me, or did you just have deja vu?
Okay, cool. That's the venue back there. It's called the Sandbar. We're playing from 7 till 9. I think we're sharing the bill with the UNO World Music Ensemble. They're also sitting in with us on one song of Danilo's. On the second set, we have sound check now. So we'll see how this goes.
From Australia, Jody Michael. On bass, South Africa. Yeah. Benjamin Jetta. USA, Luke Norris, on soprano, flute and tenor. Voice singing, Faraya Malek. In the Panama, United States, my name is Danilo Perez. Ato, namabujurum bombele, akamantamato, awea.
So what do you guys think? How did that go?
There was a lot of zero gravity.
Yeah. Lots of
Lots of zero gravity.
So the next day we drove through the lower 9th ward, which was an area that was most affected by Hurricane Katrina due to levees breaking and flooding the whole area. People lost their lives, people lost their homes, people lost everything. Which kind of brought us back to the question we've been having this whole trip, which is how do we as musicians make change in our society? It was interesting that we were asking ourselves this because we were kind of en route to the Marsalis Center for Music, which showed us tangible ways in which we can actually make a difference as artists in our community.
Hey, look.
Welcome to the Marsalis Center for Music. We have a music education program that we run here all year round. Right now we're in our fall sessions.
Look at them, Danny.
Senior is her father. Junior.
Jazz.
It's jazz.
Cool, we then went to UNO where Danilo did a masterclass. One of the things he mentioned was the link between a lot of jazz players and the West African connection. Maybe let me just show you what I mean. So at the same time, I was reading this book, Sylvia Vollenhoven, The Keepers of the Kum. And in this book, she deals with like a lot of colored identity issues. But the one thing she mentions is how we store stories or messages from our ancestors in our bodies, which could be a cool theory as to how a lot of these drummers were accessing these West African grooves and rhythms, even though they wanted growing up in this tradition in Africa at the time.
Yeah. That's an hour. Is it still? Yeah? That's no coincidence.
We then had a gig at Snug Harbor with Danilo. Dope gig. There were a lot of windows, as Danilo likes to call it. I don't have any footage from that because I was playing, but we did get a visit from Roger Brown, the president of Berklee, and even Ellis Marsalis himself, among other great musicians too. Okay, let's wrap this up. So far I've really enjoyed the way the Global Jazz Institute has challenged the way I think about music, or challenged the musician's role in society and its community. I'm not gonna preach about anything, but let me just say I'm enjoying the way that I'm thinking about music and about being a human being. I'll possibly get into more of what I've been thinking in later videos, but for now I think that's enough. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, post comments if you want to see anything else, if you want to hear anything else. I'll play a little more in future videos. I'll post some more playing videos. Aware, thank you so much.
What privilege do you have of being a musician? It's more than the eye can see. So go down to the deep source, see the function of your society and the way you can help through your art and through your gift. Remember, when you write a gift, you have a responsibility, and that's our message. We are the guardian of peace. Thank you.